Hello, good morning. It's Tracy Daviero with your VA Mentor with another one of our Facebook Lives. I'm a smidge late this morning because our cleaning lady comes on, our house cleaner. Gosh, I hate saying that, cleaning lady. Our house cleaner comes every second Tuesday. And this week we weren't exactly prepared for her, so we got a little bit behind. And as a result, it's all good now. She's been here, she's gone. And so I decided to take advantage of the beautiful light. It's actually crazy light behind me, and do my live up here after she was gone. So anyway, I'm here with you. Happy to be here. And I wanted to talk about something today that comes up when you guys join the group here. Well, some of you have been in the group for a really long time, but now there are questions that we ask you when we're joining, when you want to join this group, just to make sure that you're a VA or you're pretty much on the path to becoming a VA, so that we know where you're coming from, what your biggest issue is right now, and it helps me to create content around what it is that you need and you want. So one of the things that has come up lately in several of the people joining the group has been basically the fear of getting started, not knowing not the not knowing what to do thing, but just the real, just being nervous to take that step and being nervous to put yourself out there and that kind of thing. And so I think it's really overcast outside because it keeps going very, very dark and then very, very bright in here. So my apologies, but it looks quite lovely out. So there's a couple things that I want to talk about around that. So fear of getting started, fear of making a decision, fear of moving past where you are right now. Frankly, it's easier to stay where you are a lot of times, right? Our fears get in the way. We work by ourselves, and so we have this feeling, and it's not just VAs, but it's any small business owner. Most small business owners that I come upon have gone through this at some stage. We feel like we have to do everything ourselves. It's like, it's my business, I have to do stuff. I've gone through this myself as well. So, you have to do everything yourself. And so oftentimes we don't even ask someone for advice whenever we have a problem or an issue or a challenge or anything like that. And so we just kind of try to struggle through it ourselves. And so I think a lot of fear comes from that kind of a thing, that either we should already know the answer to what it is that we're about to do, and we don't. So we don't want to feel dumb, or we don't want to put it out there that we don't know what we're doing, when in fact, everybody who has started a business has gone through all these phases. And some people don't, they don't let fear stop them. They just kind of ask the people that they need to get the answer from and move forward. But lots of people get really stuck on it. And I know for me, in my experience working with VAs, a lot of us get stuck because we are the support person. And so we never really feel, some of us never really feel equal to the business owners that we support in our work. And so we always feel like we're that assistant, right? And so but we don't really need to have the answers. That's the whole bottom line, is that there are so many things. Gary Vaynerchuk, if you don't follow him, I absolutely love him for his straight talk and just his candidness most of the time. He's a little over the top, but it really is, he really, I think, hits the nail on the head for most of his messaging. And one of the things that he talks about is, one of the things he talks about all the time is just doing it. Just take a step forward and just do it. And for me, that has been the thing that has moved my business forward, because if you don't know the answer to something, it's okay. Go and find the answer. Like Gary Vee says, everything is on Google. You can just go and Google whatever it is that you need, and you will find the answer. Now, maybe you're going to find 5 answers if you continue doing things, but the bottom line is you just really need to take action. And so what is the worst that can happen, right? If you are afraid of somebody judging what you have said or done, I put off doing Facebook Lives for ages because I was just scared of what people would think. I had this thought, like when VAs start their business, they think as soon as they publish their website, 500,000 people are going to come and look at it, and they're going to, point out all the things that you did wrong on it and whatever. And I felt the same way. Of course, that's not true, right? In fact, you have to drive people to your website. You don't just put it on on the internet, and then all of a sudden it gets a ton of traffic. It takes actually an awful lot of work to get traffic to your website. But for me, the lives was like, okay, all these people are going to see me and they're going to judge me. And what if I don't say the right thing? What if I stumble over my words? What if my lighting sucks? What if my hair and makeup isn't perfect? And what if I ramble on? You guys know me by now. You know that that's sometimes what I do. So you just have to push through that. And I know it's a lot easier said than done. I probably put off doing video for a good year before I finally just sat down and did it. And I think that that's, sometimes we do struggle through it. Sometimes we do think, we try to do something and we do it again and again and again, and we still don't like it. If that's the case, then that's something that you probably just should not be doing. If you've got yourself prepared enough, like I have my notes, right? I make notes for you guys every time I sit down to make a video. I write down three things that I want to talk about, and I make sure they hit all of those points, and I try to keep it sort of cohesive. And so if you prepare yourself enough, and you do it and you do it and you do it and you don't feel like it's getting any easier and your anxieties around it, well, then maybe video is just not something that you are comfortable doing, or maybe you need someone to interview you as opposed to you doing it yourself. So but you have to figure those things out. But you have to try stuff to see if it's going to work for you or not. And getting started with anything in your business, particularly talking to people about your business, I think is the number one thing that I know VAs struggle with. It's about getting out there and, sort of putting yourself out there, but having conversations with people, because you really don't know how they're going to take it. It's that fear of the unknown coming back in, where you don't know how they're going to take what you say. You've worked so hard on your messaging and you don't want to flub up your lines. You don't want to, you don't want to bore anybody. You don't want to confuse anybody. You don't want to see that look on their face if they don't exactly know what you're talking about. And, you don't want to feel like you've made some kind of a mistake, right? But it really is about getting better at something by practicing. So when you have your first conversations about business, and I always welcome everybody, call me and have a conversation. Well, not call me, but reach out to me and have a conversation about your business. It doesn't matter to me absolutely if you stumble through your words or if you're uncomfortable with what it is you're going to say. I'm happy to have business conversations with people, because I know that the more you do something, the better you can get at it, especially talking about your business. When you talk face-to-face with people, and if you can't talk face-to-face in person, you can do, Zoom calls, right? Zoom calls are video calls, and it helps you to get that one-to-one connection with people, the face-to-face connection with people, and it helps you to talk to them about their business and your business, obviously, and what we're talking about is whether we can help people or not. But facial reactions and all that kind of thing is, see, there's the clouds came over again. Facial reactions and that type of thing, you can tell whether somebody understands what you're saying or not. And you can't see that in a blog post, and you can't see it in a pre-recorded video that you post. And I can't see you guys right now, whether you're on the live or the replay. But it's really important to practice, because the more you talk about it and the more you get the message across, and you see that light bulb go on that says, I get it, I understand what you do, or somebody articulates that to you, it just gets a lot easier. So what is your fear about getting started in your business? I'd love to hear it in the comments. If you are afraid of, let me know what you're afraid of, and I'd love to give you some advice around how to sort of push through that. I think sometimes we think it's easier to stay where we are, but if you don't like where you are, if you don't have enough clients, if you don't have enough money, or if you're still stuck in your job because you cannot make the moves to get started in your business, you're nervous about money, or you're nervous about anything, I think that, it's not easier to stay where you are. I think it's really important to take that step forward, and I'd love to help you do that. And so that's what we're here for in the group, is to really answer your questions and get you moving into the direction that you want to go, which typically is clients and money, right? So I hope that helps. I would love to hear your comments. I will see you here again next week. Take care.